Galen Patterson, Midwest Muscle, here at basically the after party for the DFAC Worlds in Miami. Great venue, great venue. I'm really surprised that, I'm still surprised that it's actually a great venue, because every DFAC show I've been to this year, it's been a great venue. Now, I'm here with one of the special women, and I say that in a way I hope everybody understands. Special women, we have to address them as who they are, because they've done a lot of work and they've busted their butts and they've earned that mantle. So yes, this is a strong woman in mind, body, and soul. Vicky, well, first off, congratulations on another show, a well-run show. This being the Worlds, I mean, you basically took it up another notch. I mean, you can hear the music in the background. You're one of the more impassioned people that I've been blessed to meet, and I've also been blessed because of your passion, where it just keeps continuing to grow, and you find new ways to keep yourself involved and engaged with the competitors. How do you do that with so much that's happening in life and the world, and basically with the people you know and everything else?
I don't know. I love people. I love the sport. It's very important to me that I'm accessible to the people. So that for me is an important part. So, you know, to make this grow and make something new and exciting for the athletes is very, very important. So I think that's probably what keeps me motivated and keeps me going.
And, you know, I don't know how you placed, and you never made it a big issue about how you wanted to place. You're more concerned with the competitors, how things were going, and that's a telltale sign, whether people focus on it or not, of just where your mind and heart are when you're talking about this being growth. Because your true look at the way it's supposed to grow is the competitor being addressed and everything else centering around that. So, I mean, first off, thank you for just that mindset. But also, when do you understand that, you know, when the passion that you have being so engaged toward the competitor, how do you keep that and let it grow?
I've watched a lot of BS, shall we say, going on in this sport. So it became very, very important for me to make a difference and try and give the athletes what I want as a competitor. I've been competing for 20 odd years. I've been around nearly every organisation. I've had a lot of fun times in all the organisations. But there's a lot of issues, there's a lot of problems, there's a lot of commercialism that takes away from the sport. So for me, my passion is bodybuilding as a sport, and I will do everything I can to protect natural bodybuilding as a sport, not just as a commercial venture.
And you've got a fierce nature when it comes to your children, how you look at us when we're involved in your show, where nobody messes with your kids. So, you know, it's very motherly, but it's also very, very protective. Is that something that you grew up with, or is it something you just came into?
I don't know. I mean, my nature is to help, to protect. I mean, I run a gym. The kids in the gym all come to me when they have problems. So I suppose it's a similar thing. It's that protective thing where I want to help them and try and nurture them and guide them and protect them as they grow. And so for us, for the DFAC has been my baby for the last 4 years, and I'm protecting it, nurturing the athletes involved, you know, protecting it all as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, well, we have one here right now, one of your kids. Would you please come over, young lady? Because, you know, this is something that I was wanting, and we get more and more where people are learning about the natural community, because, you know, I was one of those people that didn't have that opportunity to see a natural environment. I was basically pushed into bodybuilding, seeing the unnatural, and it kind of pushed me away. And, you know, you look at the physiques that you bring, and now we have Angela Yo bringing. That's got to be a great feeling when you start seeing people really realize they can engage their bodies to grow in a natural state.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, when you see the standard of the show today, I mean, if you look at every single class was competitive. The standard was really, really high. I mean, the amateur men's open classes were crazy. I mean, every one of those classes was stacked. The masters, when you look at me at 60s, 70s, I mean, these guys are incredible. And to know that everybody did it naturally, and that's important. I mean, we have to protect that, or we're going to lose it completely.
Yes.
And that's something that, for me, it's worth protecting. It's worth protecting, and it's worth nurturing, as you say. I mean, and Angela, great example of what the future is. I mean, I said that to her today. She is the future of the organisation. I mean, people like her coming through, and her passion that I see and her enthusiasm is something that I admired in her right away, and I love to see that. And I said to her, don't lose that, and don't lose how you feel about the sport and how you feel about the people in the sport, because if you become involved in just yourself and centralising yourself, then we'll all lose out. We need our athletes to all be a bit more giving, not just in a commercial way, but helping the youngsters, helping the new people, helping the novices, and bringing them into our sport and nurturing them through without it costing them a fortune to pay for a prep coach or to pay for this, that, and the next thing. We need to be helping the next generation. And I will do that as much as I possibly can. I do reach out to the youngsters or the newer people and try and encourage them as much as I can. And these people that are coming through, I hope that they can do the same thing, because that's what will keep us growing.
Now, when you hear words of encouragement like that, how does that make you feel as a competitor, and does that drive you to work even more?
To be completely honest, I feel like it absolutely reconnected with my first reason of starting, and it just almost validates that feeling that you have of like what you had in the first place. You felt good. You found like your own health. Like you're building your body, and you found another person that found that light, like in the sport, and just trying to like get more of that going. And like when we all come together, like that is the energy that just recirculates, and it just like feeds on itself, because you've been with these people that get it, and it's just unlike any other community I've ever known.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, there's more of me. There's
Right?
there's somebody out there that feels like this, and you can only find it here, and like under such especially natural circumstances, because there is just no other way. It's a very proud group.
Absolutely.
And incredibly tight.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It means the world, because I mean, I know I'm on the right path, and then you say things just out of your heart that meant no reason at all, and it meant the world.
Aww.
Yeah.
She's gonna cry. She's gonna cry.
You're there. You're like, this is right, and it is your sport, and you couldn't feel better doing this one thing, and then finding other people that are on that path. Like, holy shit. Yeah. Oh man.
And then to find that you go overseas, but she's coming here, and it's a shared moment. It's still a shared mindset. It's still a shared thinking, where everything's growing in a right way because the passion is being fed. And I think that's what's most important. It's not me. It's in us and how to lead.
No.
And this is the one thing, when she and I have chatted, and I've been so blessed, because it's always if it's going to be an I statement, how do I help more? You don't hear that. And to hear it coming from somebody that has a chance to make it.
There is no community like this one, because it is not me. There's only like us, and it's like we come together. It's not just like that competition is like everyone at once saying like, we're here, we are this thing, we are natural bodybuilding.
Yes.
We are DFAC.
Yep.
Like, we are drug free.
Yes.
We're absolutely at the core, and that is pride, and I think it just runs through everybody's veins right now. Yep. Especially the night after the show, with so much like everybody's great right now. Yeah.
I'm just glad that this door is there, because like I said, when I first was initialized with I don't even want to call it bodybuilding because I don't know what the hell it is. But the natural side is building a body that you can have for your life, with a life, as a life. And with your passion, I know it can grow. I know
hope
that.
so.
You don't have to hope. You're
so.
seeing it happen.
Yeah.
And you know, and I know, we can go back 5-6 years, and you did not have groups this big looking this good.
Yeah.
You could have competitors in the show, but you didn't have a stacked deck. I mean, like now, you know, you got to qualify to compete. And I think I like that because, you know, whoever
The
comes
invite to the show,
Yes.
you had to be invited, which meant you did so well in your division in that show that you got to come here. So it wasn't like everybody come. It was only the people that got invited. So we are among the invited.
Yes.
And then if you happen to do well, then you are in another ring, and it's all just, the energy just funnels. It's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, and thank you for the thought, thank you for the idea, thank you for the concept, and thank you for caring. Because without your passion, this isn't here. Think about that. I mean, I know you keep thinking about us, but we're reminded of what you're doing by who you are and how you've done it. Thank you. I mean that, but you know, I mean that.
Yeah. The thing is, I can't do it alone. Everybody has to give
Yes.
and share, and it has to grow, because every word I've said to you, you have to say to 10 other people.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and that's how we're going to make this work, and this is how we're going to keep people interested and get people involved in our sport. Is if every one of you go out.
Energy, but that was how it was. It wasn't. It was through true energy, and if you feel it, you will know it. You will know it.
Yeah.
And I knew it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Angie, congratulations on your win.
Oh.
A world champion, think about that.
Well done. Yeah.
World champion. Vicky, God
Yeah.
bless you and all you do.
Thank you.
I mean,
and thank you guys.
You guys have done something special, and I thank you for it. You know.
It's a pleasure.
Yes. Kaylin
Thanks for
Patterson,
coming out.
I'm ready to cry myself because this is
It's
just.
been very emotional.
It's been a good night. It's been a very good night. So for Angie, Vicky, Kaylin Patterson, Midwest Muscle, we are out.
Good night.